Hey guys, AQG here. Welcome back to some Azure Striker Gunvolt. We're hopping right back into some story. I probably should have included this in the first part, but I figured you guys got enough exposition there, and yeah, just put this in its part of its own. But basically, what this is saying is it's the introduction to Sumuragi, the big bad of the big bad corporation of the game, and why the organization we're working for, like the Quill, what they're doing and all that. So yeah, basically adepts are humans who develop supernatural powers. Sumuragi's been experimenting on them. Quill doesn't like that, so well, who would? So let's take him down, you know. And yeah. So I figured I'd take this time to mention, while you guys can read up on the story here. It's I'm actually doing this post commentary. I'm back to post. The previous playthrough of Sonic Adventure. Well, I say previous like it's finished. It's not, but Sonic Adventure I was doing live because I was trying that out, and now I'm back to post here because this is like a Mega Man type game, if that makes any sense. And I figured I'd make it harder on myself by taking the pervasion chain off. Like to try to show the game effectively and all that. So I didn't want to test this live and like find myself fumbling throughout the gameplay or just not give good commentary. So I'm back to doing it post, and let me tell you, I really want to go back to doing live. Live was so much quicker to get out of the door. Here I kind of have to like plan out my parts a bit more and all that. Anyway, enough of that. That's just a bit of AQG behind the scenes here. The almost quality that I always promise to deliver. But yeah, so picking off where we left off from, the last part, we rescued the Muse, which was apparently a little girl named Jewel. We were instructed by Asimov, the leader of Quill, to take her out on the spot. Gunvolt was like, no, that's not good. I'll take her. And then he was like, no. Like, fine, then I quit. And he's like, okay, you quit. And then we lost our job. So basically what the situation is here is we're living alone, or we're living with this little girl, Jewel. But we're on our own, and we're back to being a freelancer. Oh, I remember those days. But it's not like much changed anyway, because, well, most of our contracts are with Quill. It's just we're a freelancer now. It's not like we're working directly under them. And yeah, like since we broke into like this massive corporation and took one of their most valuable assets, we're looked at as terrorists anyway. So it's not like the job market's wide open for us. So yeah, that's basically what the setup is here. Yeah, Gunvolt's just telling the gang like I had to do what I did for Jewel and all that. And yeah. Pretty, I'll be honest with you, a lot of text in this, or dialogue in this 2D side-scroller. It's especially watching it back now and not playing through it. Usually, obviously, I skip through this on like multiple playthroughs. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, very into the story, and there's a lot of details out there that they kept out. They really wanted to tell a story with this one, so they made like audio dramas and all that. But yeah, so the beginning of this game is just being introduced to our cast. We have Gunvolt, this is Jewel right here, and you've seen Lumen. Lumen is basically like an alternate personality of Jewel, or how like the Muse has manifested into its own creation or human. I don't know. You're gonna see Lumen in a bit, but yeah. There you go. And yeah, this first part of the game, it's very chatty. I really don't have much to add here. But yeah, just developing the relations between the characters and all that. Gunvolt settling in, Once we hop into the gameplay, it should probably go by a bit faster. So actually, something I could mention at the beginning of the video, maybe people are still here. So this game, it's a Mega Man clone in a sense, or a spiritual successor, right? So in a bit here, we're gonna see like our menu of like the bosses we have, or the the Mavericks or whatever. And Gunvolt, to jump ahead here a bit, Gunvolt doesn't isn't like Mega Man in the sense where he just gets powers from bosses. We do get things when we clear the stages, like additional weapons, but they don't work the traditional way you'd expect them while they're, you know, they don't work as you would expect them by like, this is a weakness to this boss and that's a weakness to that boss. So there's no specific order that you need to go or face the bosses to get like their weaknesses. That's not like how that traditionally works. Just wanted to mention that because in a bit here we're gonna hop into the synthesis. Or just gonna briefly explain it, because that's like how my stage order is kind of gonna be decided. I'll let you know that in a second. But first I figured I'd take a minute to just show us around. Like, we're thrown into our main menu. Like, this is like what you would be thrown into in any Mega Man game after you complete the intro stage. And there's a couple things you can do here. For example, talking to Jewel. So this is like when Gunvolt gets home from his, you know, work, whatever. And yeah, you can talk to Jewel. There's a lot of like, you know, small conversations and character building that you can have here. And it's pretty nice, I'll be honest. Like, first playthrough and all that, like, whenever you do come back to the game, you can just talk to her every once in a while. There's like a lot of quirky little interactions, and that's pretty neat. Does this affect gameplay in any way? It does have one thing that it like impacts in gameplay, and that would be, there is a mechanic that I don't really think we're gonna see, but maybe we will, who really knows. But this game has like a secret revive mechanic. Sometimes when you die, the Muse's power kicks in, Lumen's power or Jewel's kicks in, and then it revives you from when you die, and then you're like back to full health, and you're even a more upgraded version of yourself. So talking to Jewel more like makes that more possible. You know, it gives you a higher percentage of that happening. Anyway, like I was talking about earlier, there is a synthesis in this game, synthesis mechanic or option. And yeah, you can, if you saw right there, there's a couple of things that you can synthesize. Gunvolt's gear consists of like a couple of things. He can equip, we're gonna see it right now. He can equip like a gun, a main gun. He can equip two things on his left and right arms, and a pendant and a ring. And you know, you can have a lot of different, you know, play styles depending on what you synthesize. And the gear itself, like you've seen from the last stage and you'll see, is you get all of that when you depending on your rank and what you do in this, how well you do in the stage, you get more chances to get more gear. And yeah, you saw right there also there are skills that Gunvolt can equip, and he learns those basically by leveling up, especially for Gunvolt 1. You saw right there, if you noticed, I equipped another skill that we got. It was called Galvanic Patch, and it's basically just a quick mini heal. I'll get a bit into it, but yeah, basically there's also a level up mechanic in this game, and it's very simple. You don't really have to focus too hard on it. Basically, you level up. The only things that are really affected are your health. If you can level up mid-stage, and when you, or your max health, I mean, and if you level up mid-stage, you're just fully healed, which is very nice. And you just learn skills at certain level. It's like Pokemon, right? At specific levels, he's gonna learn certain skills. And the reason I decided to play this through the Trilogy Enhanced Edition was that this game includes like the extra skills from Gunvolt 2, and it's in his level up tree. In fact, we're gonna unlock one of those skills during this very part. And yeah, with that you can just hop straight into it. You can do some briefing, like to know what you're doing here. Basically just go kill big boss, they're bad. And the Kudo style, that's another thing to explain. So we're gonna hop into the stage right here, and if you guys noticed last part, by killing enemies and doing all that, we collect kudos, or like those points on the top left. And you can make it so that you have 3 different ways to level that. You saw Gutless, Cautious, and Fearless. And basically it's the same thing in a sense where Gutless is your like, or not Gutless, Cautious is like the average option where you're gonna lose them all if you take 3 hits, but the multipliers are much higher, so that you can aim for a higher score if you play riskier. Gutless, I think the multiplier is the lowest it can be, but you know, you're never gonna lose your kudos. I never tried Gutless. I don't know if there's a limit to it or just infinite hits. And Fearless, the one I decide to play on to try to get the best ranks I can, is it has the highest multiplier, but you lose all your kudos once you get hit once. So yeah, play cautious here. And as you see, I am definitely not doing that. Yeah, so that's basically the kudos. I'll be primarily playing on Fearless for this for the game, trying to get higher ranks to get more, hopefully synthesize more gear. So yeah. Funny thing is, I tried to practice this game a lot to make sure that, you know, I played well. And I feel like I play well enough on my own, but, you know, I don't know if the recording curse is real or if you believe any of that, but I play this stage and it's probably one of my worst runs. I was like, oh, man. It's because I'm recording, isn't it? Should I just start over? Should I don't know. No, I don't start over. Yeah. And that too is another thing. Throughout the stage, you can, if you look around a bit, you can find some medallions, and all those do is at the end of the stage, they give you, once you get your rank and like are able to pull like some materials, you get additional tries. So yeah, you can look around, try to get look around the stages, try to get some more gear. You know, maybe you can synthesize stuff early, because the synthesis really does change how you can approach the game. Especially, I think the rings that you can put on. Like, Gunvolt does have a ring on now. It's the Quill Sigil. And what the Quill Sigil does, if I didn't explain this last part, but if I were to use my EP gauge a lot and just not reload it or give it time to refresh, and then it runs out, I'll enter what's called overheat, an overheating stage, where I can't use it at all and it turns red. Oh, by the way, I think this is... Oh, no? No. I thought we unlocked a new skill, but no. Anyway, you can't use your EP gauge for a bit. It turns red and you're overheating. And you have to like wait a bit until it reloads again, and then you can use it again. The Quill Sigil that he has equipped by default makes it so that it's a lot faster in its reloading. If you were to take that off, you'd immediately notice the difference here. Anyway, big flower mini-boss, which is actually the reason why we're here. If you paid attention to the briefing for this mission, apparently this flower, like, an ingredient is extracted from it that makes some sort of brainwashing, material that they use against adepts. So we're here to take out the flower, and we just did. So yeah, just shoot the flower a lot to get it to open up. Once it does open up, a lot of bees will come out. They're completely harmless if you have your electric gauge or electric field up, and yeah, just zap away. The flower only really does one attack, which is like have that pollen, like those 5 like spreads of pollen out. Just, you know, hang to the left or right, like hang near the walls. You should really avoid them. And yeah, that's that boss. And for this stage, the fun thing about this stage's gimmicks is you've seen like one of them in the beginning of it. Where if you use your electric field, like, since the electric field is the big gimmick of this game, you're going to notice a lot of, wow, I'm really just amazing. But you're going to notice a lot of, like, things that interact with your electric field, because it's the main thing that you do in this game. Like these vines, you zap them and they, you know, break or retract in, where they grow back after a while, so, yeah. You don't really interact with them that much, but that's a thing you interact with. The other thing were those claws that were on the beginning of the stage. They don't do anything to you, and you can't even damage them. But if you use your electric field while they're there, they're gonna extend outwards as if they're attracted to you. So yeah. And this section here is pretty interesting too. So you have waves of bees coming like from behind, and then you're gonna hear them coming. There's an audio cue too, and then you're gonna see them coming. Just use your electric field there and keep it up so that you're never damaged. They do stay there for a while, so obviously this is one of the things that'll emphasize some good management of your gear, of your electric gauge, I mean. By the way, we just unlocked our new skill. This is the Crash Bolt. You can't, unfortunately, in Gunvolt 1, you can't equip any new skills mid-stage, so I have to wait till I'm done and then go back and equip it in the main menu. But that's basically one of the most useful skills in the game. That's the skill introduced in Gunvolt 2. And I'll get into skills a bit more later when I start using them more, because I didn't use basically any this stage. So we don't really have too many skills. We have the heal we just unlocked last part, and the only one you start with is called Astrosphere, and that's just like a big, you know, 3 projectiles around Gunvolt. You've seen it, like it's like a super move, it's a finisher. Anyway, we'll talk more about those later. But yeah, so this section here, the bees are coming. Just make sure you're not reckless like me and not dashing all over the place so you don't get hit. Always keep an eye on your EP gauge to make sure you refill that whenever you need to. Again, don't overheat. Overheating means you're basically useless. You can't do anything. You just have to wait it out until you have your electric gauge back. You can combat that a little when you get more skills, where I'll use these skills to, you know, pass time until I can finally, you know, use my electric field again. But for the most part, the electric field is your primary method of damage, so don't give that up. And yeah, we're actually closing in on the boss fight here. There's a nice smell. Come. I want it. Am I a good voice actor, guys? Let me know. Yeah, I guess this guy was just attracted to the scent of the flower that we took out. So yeah, this is, I believe his name is Stratos. He doesn't mention it here. I'm trying to remember because Gunvolt 3 has like these image pulses and they have their names. So yeah. And if you can't tell, his theme is gluttony because he keeps trying to eat us, and I'm like, I'm good, bro, thank you. You'll notice this as a theme across all the boss fights. They're all based on like the 7 deadly sins. So first off, we have gluttony here. You know, a purpley colored yellow, because I think that's the color that represents gluttony. Anyway, this fight is nothing too bad. So he's gonna always appear on either left or right side. He has a couple attacks here. He's gonna like transform into like all these bees and then, you know, disappear somewhere and then launch into attack. This attack here where he has like these big claws, once he's gonna go left, it's not gonna go to the very left of the screen. Go to the very left and go to the very right and then just run, because 2 of them are gonna, like here, go to the very left, go to the very right, and then just run because the 2 are gonna materialize where you are. So if you just keep on the move, you're not really gonna get hit by them. And you've seen that other attack where he like turns in this giant head that just goes at you, you know, very quickly. Just make sure you're not hit by that. He or jump over that. He has these 2 containers where he releases bees from, but if you destroy them early enough, you should be fine. I noticed when he drops those 2 containers, or those 2 like things, you're not going to be quick enough to destroy both of them as your typical Gunvolt. So just focus on one, tag one multiple times, like tag it all 3 times, and you can destroy that one before the bees come out, and then just dodge the other set of bees. And yeah, something you'll notice about all the boss fights is that they all have like these desperation moves when you get them. Their health bar in the bottom right is divided into 3 areas. And once you get them to the 3rd area, they're going to have like this desperation attack. So this guy's, it's actually very easy. He starts to charge up to something, but he goes like into the middle of the screen, and while he's charging it up, you can destroy the things that he summons, and if you do that, then you just cancel his attack outright, so you really don't have to worry about it at all. And yeah, that's a pretty simple fight, all things considered. Like, I don't really think the only other attack I think he didn't show off is he does summon like a bunch of bees, and then while you're just using your electric field to destroy those bees, he's just gonna charge at you with that like big head, so make sure to be ready to jump out of that. And yeah, that's basically that guy. I don't want to say too bad. Something you should try to do to get more points, obviously not get hit. Not getting hit is good. And try to always finish off the boss with a skill. Like, I should have finished him off with Astrosphere there, but I wasn't paying attention, so I missed my shot. And yeah, at the end of the stage here, you get your rank, and that determines how many tries you got at this like mini gacha. And it can give you like a lot of different, you know, materials. And yeah, we obtained Naga, and we obtained a jewel throughout that stage. If you've noticed, I kind of picked up like a jewel very quickly. I'll talk more about those later as well. But yeah, Zeno here, our boy, comes here to tell us what the Naga is. And basically this is like Gunvolt's additional guns. uh, or additional bolts, so to speak. So this is beating stages is primarily where you're gonna get the additional bolts that either fire in different trajectories. In the Naga's case, it gives us a charge shot. So what the charge shot does, it's not like Mega Man. It's basically gonna go through multiple targets if you fully charge it up. And yeah, we're going to be using that one a bit more from next part onwards. So come back then. Thanks for watching and have a good one.